Tell me your biggest weakness can be considered one of the most dreaded questions in interviewing. Actually, I don't understand the point of this question. It is so traditional, but still a lot of organizations ask this question. So today I'm going to give you everything you need to know about this question, starting from what's the purpose of this question? Why do they end up asking this question? What not to say when you're answering this question? How to answer this question, and a sample answer at the end. So make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to give you an answer for the question. Hi, my name is Shubh Pojdar. I'm a Singapore-based job search strategist and career coach and a former corporate recruiter. I'm also a LinkedIn top voice. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. I release 2 videos every week on Tuesday, which is a very quick 2-minute action-packed tips, and a deep dive on Thursday where we go in depth on a particular topic. So please do subscribe. Now to your dreaded question. Tell me about your biggest weakness, or what is your biggest weakness? Now, let's look at what's the purpose of this question. What are they trying to find out from that question? Number one, they want to see whether you are self-aware. Number two, they want to see how honest you are when you're answering about yourself. So if you end up saying, I have no weakness, it means either you're not at all self-aware or you are just not honest to them or yourself or both. And the final reason is sometimes they ask these questions in senior level roles as well, because they want to see how best to manage you in critical positions. So your weakness reveals a lot to them on what's the best strategy for them to take it forward with you. Now, I told you, I don't like this question. So why do some companies end up asking this question? Look, for very entry-level roles, this is a very revealing question. Now, you don't have a lot of experience, so everything you're talking about is hypothetical. But when you pick a weakness, it tells them a lot about you. But as you progress in your career, honestly speaking, this question is not the best question. Now, there are some traditional organizations which will always ask this question, and that's okay. But most of the time, when an interviewer ends up asking you this question, it's because you have not been successful in making the interview conversational. Now, if during the interview, if from the beginning you have told them that you understand their pain points, you're making a conversation, it's going very nice, very well, hardly any interviewer will leave that thread and say, tell me about your biggest weakness. So if you have been asked this question, please, this is your chance to know that the conversation flow of your interview is not going in your favor, or you haven't been able to convert it into a conversation. It's more of an interrogation. So make sure you then get yourself in that spirit of converting it into a conversation. Again, there's a caveat here, there's a disclaimer. There are some traditional organizations where interviews will always be interrogation or one-way questioning. And you have to see for yourself whether that's an organization for you or not. So let's look at what not to say when asked this question. Well, the world's most famous answer, I am a perfectionist. Please do not say that. Everybody knows we are done listening this as an answer. I am a perfectionist. Apparently, everybody is a perfectionist in this world. That's not a great answer. You also don't want to say that you don't like working with people, because guess what? Every role requires you to work with people, even if it's not a front office role. So again, not something to say. And the third thing you don't want to say is camouflaging your strengths as weakness. I am a very detailed-oriented person. I'm very dedicated to my work. These, my friend, are your strengths, not your weaknesses. So look at how you are answering the question. It has to be a weakness. So look at a weakness you have that you have been working on. Please pick something which doesn't directly impact your performance at work. So look at something which you've been working on, create a whole narrative around it. That's very important. So you need to tell them, what's the weakness which you've had? How did it exhibit itself? What have you done to negate that weakness? And how has the progress been? And that's it. So 3 steps. What's the weakness? How have you been working on it? And what's the progress report? Now, as promised, I am going to give you a sample answer. So tell me about your biggest weakness. Well, one of my biggest weaknesses is I am very hesitant to ask for help when I'm stuck at something. And that has meant that it takes me a long time to find out the answers myself, to go and get a level of expertise myself. And this was highlighted to me by a couple of my managers. What I have started doing is I have actually started asking myself the first question when I'm about to do something is, who can I go to ask for help instead of how can I do it? And that has been a game changer for me. Now, I have to be very honest, it doesn't come very naturally to me. So I have to train myself. And sometimes I actually get caught up in the weeds of how to do it. But then I very quickly just ask myself, who can I go to for help? And honestly speaking, this has turned out to be a way more impactful way. Not only do I get to the answer and get how to do a thing much faster, it has also created a lot of opportunities for collaboration within the organizations I'm part of. And that, my friend, is how you can answer this question. Now, before I end this video, please, please, please do not copy the exact answer I said. That's why I'm always hesitant to provide samples, because people do look at the videos and you don't want everybody who's interviewing to have the same answer. So create your own answer. All the best, you can do it. And please do subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next week. Go make an impact.